Hello, friends, and welcome to the Architecture Enthusiast and to the Flatiron Building, originally the Fuller Building. It is a triangular 22-story, 280-foot tall steel frame landmark building located at 175 Fifth Avenue in the Flatiron District neighborhood of the borough of Manhattan, New York City. Designed by Burnham and Frederick Dinkelberg, it was one of the tallest buildings in the city upon its 1902 completion. As with numerous other wedge-shaped buildings, the name Flatiron derives from its resemblance to a cast-iron clothes iron. Once construction of the building began, it proceeded at a very fast pace. The steel was so meticulously pre-cut that the frame went up at the rate of a floor each week. By February 1902, the frame was completed, and by mid-May, the building was half covered by terra-cotta tiling. The building was completed in June 1902 after a year of construction. The Flatiron Building was designed by Chicago architect Daniel Burnham as a vertical Renaissance palazzo with Beaux-Arts styling. Unlike New York City early skyscraper, which took the form of towers arising from a lower, blockier mass, like a classical Greek column, its facade, limestone at the bottom, changing to glazed terracotta as the floors rise, is divided into base, shaft, and capital. Building the Flatiron was made feasible by a change to New York City building codes in 1892, which eliminated the requirement that masonry be used for fireproofing considerations. This opened the way for steel skeleton construction. Since it employed a steel skeleton, with the steel coming from the American Bridge Company in Pennsylvania, it could be built to 22 stories or 285 feet relatively easily, which would have been difficult using other construction methods of that time. It was a technique familiar to the Fuller Company, a contracting firm with considerable expertise in building such tall structures. At the vertex, the triangular tower is only 6.5 feet wide. Viewed from above, this pointed end of the structure describes an acute angle of about 25 degrees. Purdy and Henderson were the structural engineers. They strengthened the structure to deal with the wind load, as the building was quite narrow and therefore had less volume to resist it. They designed it so that in theory the building would turn compactly before any failure could occur in the metal structure. From the first time of construction of a steel skyscraper structure could be witnessed in full by the public. The event that received a great response and was immortalized by photographers Edward Steichen and Alfred Stieglitz. The cowcatcher retail space at the front of the building was not part of Burnham or Dinkelberg's design, but was added at the insistence of Harry Black in order to maximize the use of the building's lot and produce some retail income to help defray the cost of construction. Black pushed Burnham hard for plans for the addition, but Burnham resisted because of the aesthetic effect it would have on the design of the prow of the building, where it would interrupt the two-story-high classical columns, which were echoed at the top of the building by two columns which supported the cornice. Black insisted, and Burnham was forced to accept the addition, despite the interruption of the design symmetry. The building, considered to be quirky overall, with drafty wood-framed and copper-clad windows, no central air conditioning, a heating system which utilized cast-iron radiators, an antiquated sprinkler system, and a single staircase should evacuation of the building be necessary. The triangular shape of the structure led to a rabbit warren of oddly shaped rooms. Other oddities about the building's interior include that bathrooms for males and females are placed on alternating floors, with the men's rooms on even floors and the women's rooms on odd ones. Additionally, to reach the top floor, the 21st, which was added in 1905, 3 years after the building was completed, a second elevator had to be taken from the 20th floor. On the 21st floor, the bottoms of the windows are chest height. Called one of the world's most iconic skyscrapers and a quintessential symbol of New York City, it was designated a New York City landmark in 1966 and was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1979 and was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1989.